Hey traders, and welcome back to IFX Success. And I want to go over two major tips that is going to help you improve your trading. And we're always so worried about our technicals, and we just forget to do the other factors that are helping us to increase our performance, right? So if some of you don't have a daily journal where you actually like writing, your daily journal, like what trade you took, what just everything that you type in either on Excel or manually, then I'm going to teach you another way that you can do. And you have to do this really on a weekly basis, because you really have to see what is it that is going on, what type of trades are you taking, and this is going to help you see how you can improve. Why did you take that trade? If you would have left it longer, what can you do next so that you can improve, because this is all about improving, right? And the only way to do that is that you actually do this weekly, and not only that you actually take into account at least 1,000 trades in order for you to decide that the system is not working. And once you actually see that, then sometimes it's not just the system, that it could be ourselves that we're lacking on something. We're too afraid, we're getting out too early, we're getting out, or we're holding a trade that we should have just gotten out to earlier. So there are a lot of factors that at the end of the day, it really depends on you, and you have to do self-analysis. So not only are we going to do analysis on the trades, but we're also going to do analysis on ourselves, on why are we taking trades and how are we behaving. So the first thing that I want you to do is that we're going to go right here to our terminal, and we're gonna go here to our history, right? History trades. And that's going to help us kind of see what type of trades are we taking and how can we actually see what is going on. So what you do is, like, let's say I'm gonna just grab a trade over here, and I'm gonna grab it, and then if you see that little hand, you're just gonna drop it in there, and then it's going to show you, it's gonna change into the time frame, not the time frame, but the pair that you actually analyzing in here. So this is the trade right here. I know it's kind of hard to tell, but this is the entry that I made. So to me, if I see this, I'm just gonna like square it up just to kind of see where was that trade. And then I can go into smaller time frames and analyze this trade and see what was it going on, right? So if I look left, I know that I have a bearish breaker on 4 hours. So okay, this was a valid entry. I had a signal over here, so that was a valid entry. So if I go to my 1 hour, what was going on in 1 hour? So if I go to 1 hour, I said, okay, well, if I follow the strategy going based on 4 hour and 15-minute breaker, then it was an okay entry. So on 1 hour, we had a bullish breaker. It is okay to go against that 1 hour breaker if you're following the 4 hour breaker, right? But again, you kind of have to see, hey, we're in a zone over here too that is buying zone. So yes, we're in conflict in between two time frames, and that is okay to enter as long as you kind of know where to get out. Like, we know this is an buying zone over here. So I got out over here, which thankfully I got out. It was a good trade. But if I didn't get out, well, at the end of the day, this trade was gonna go against me, right? So now if I go to my 15 minutes, then I just have to pretty much look it up and see where it is. Let me just find it. Okay, so here it is. So it was an entry. I was following a breaker. I think I was following a breaker on 5 minute, but if I didn't wait for the 5-minute breaker, the entry would have been over here. So it would still be a valid entry, right? So it actually worked out very nicely. And then eventually, like I said, the market turned around on me. So it was a good entry, and I exited also at the right time. Yeah, the market went a little bit lower, but that's okay, right? We can't just take it in everything, right? But at least I'm analyzing, I'm saying, okay, I did good on this trade. I feel good. I feel comfortable. Why? Because I got out on time. We were on a buying zone on 1 hour. And yes, I was going with the 4 hour breaker. Maybe I was also going with the daily candle, 4 hour candle. So that was also my extra confirmation in there. So you just go back in here, and you can pretty much, test every week or even daily what was it that you were doing, you know, good entries. Like I had some bad entry over here, and I know why this was a bad entry. So, you know, I can just drop it in here, just try to grab it, and I'll drop it in there. This was just an example I was doing, and then I just let it run from overnight pretty much. So if you can tell here, the divider, this was an overnight trade that I should have just got out. This was a bad entry, as you're able to tell. This is 15 minutes. I wasn't really following. I think I entered based on a 5-minute breaker. And if you tell under the 15 minutes, the cycle had already ended. And if I go maybe to my 1 hour or 4 hours, I have to kind of see what was going on. Why did I make that boo-boo? Why did I make that mistake? So this was the entry over here, and I see that I have a 3 over here too. And you know, it's best again to wait for maybe a breaker retest. So if I go to 4 hours, I definitely entered way too low. Like I already had here a signal telling me, letting me know that the market was going to retrace back to the breaker and possibly come back down again, right? There was a possibility that the market was just going to do this. So it was gonna come down, come back to the breaker, and then come drop in there. But unfortunately, well, the market just actually kept on going higher. So this was definitely a bad entry. I was way too low. You know, I was already I already had a signal letting me know that this thing was gonna go up and possibly come back here to this area. So this was the best entry compared to this one. So now I know and I see how, okay, I really should try to avoid those mistakes. And then I just look forward, and then that's it. That's my learning lesson, right? And that's what I want you to do. That is your learning lesson every weekend. Every week, you know, every Friday or Saturday or Sunday, whenever you have some chance, or even daily, that way that is going to help you analyze the market, learn the market behavior, and see, hey, I could have held this trade longer. I definitely entered badly on this, and then kind of analyze, why did you enter? Was it an impulse? Was it because you thought really that it was going to keep on going lower? What is it that you entered on that? So sometimes it's good to kind of do it daily, so you kind of know, is a more recent, you know, memory on your side, knowing why did you enter on that. So pretty much you can do that on every trade that you take. And then the second thing that I really want you to keep in mind is that we can do in here pretty much back testing. We can do back tests, and we do that using our, let me just open this other one where I have it. We can use here a magnifying glass, which is a strategy tester. And pretty much what we can do is that whenever you have free time, and maybe you work full time, or maybe you don't really have a chance, you're just learning and you don't have a chance to see live market, and you want to learn so badly, but you don't really have much of a time. So then what I suggest is that try it on the tester, and all you have to do is go here in the magnifying glass. Right over here, I have an indicator that, you know, you should have as well. If you have, you know, if you got my indicators, and then you go here to Expert Advisor, and you're going to look for IFX quote tester. You go here, you select the symbol, make sure a model is control points, use date. Pretty much you're gonna choose, you know, a week or 2 weeks. You know, I don't suggest choosing a big time frame, you know, like a month or two. Like choose it like just a week or two type of thing, and test that and see kind of how you feel. And then right over here, this is pretty much how fast or slow you want the market to be moving, right? Of course, this type of strategy, you kind of have to see, you know, like we're gonna obviously test the breakers and stuff like that, enter on breaker retest, or enter on as soon as we get a breaker, whether you test it on 1 hour and 15 minutes. But then you're kind of ignoring again what is going on. You know, maybe if you enter in 1 hour, you don't really know and see, unless you go back and see a history, but what was happening on a daily or 4-hour candle, you know, those type of stuff that, you know, obviously we use as reasons is why we want to enter. So then once you choose that, what you're going to do is you're going to go here to expert properties, and you're going to make sure that on the X value, you type it like 1400 or 1500 so that the quote panel is on the right hand side of the screen. And right here, stop loss and take profit, I think is based on 30. You're just gonna choose 0 for now, and then you're gonna click OK on that. So I'm gonna test in the period 1 hour, and then you're gonna click start, and then you're gonna pause it. Okay, you're gonna have to pause it. I know this is like a whole process. You kind of have to pause it. Right here is my quote panel. And then now what we're going to do is we're going to add in, I'm going to make this kind of smaller, and we're going to add in here our breaker indicator. Okay, so we're going to add in there. Sometimes I think, I'm not sure if you have to put in on your side the license number. If not, try it out. It should be able to come up in here like this. And then you go back and play it out, and then that is how you actually test out the market. Like, you know, we're testing out like December 14, and just like if it was real-time market, right? Just like if it was real-time market. So this is like really neat. So I'm just gonna enter, just for the sake of it, let's say we have a breaker and breaker retest. So all I'm gonna do is, let's say if I want to sell, I click on sell right over here. And one of the other things that I really want you to do is maybe add in a Bollinger or something, kind of like maybe have just to kind of see what is it that you're going, or if you get another number 3 signal, maybe you will get out on that, right? So that's pretty much it. What I really want you to do is test it out. And remember, this is our order block, and so let's say I'm gonna close it right here. And let's say now if the candle closes above my order block, then I am going to buy either right away, or I'm gonna wait for a breaker retest, right? So let's say I enter right away now in here, and we just wait and see what the market is doing, right? How is the market behaving in relation to the breaker, right? And that is really what we want to do. So this is like pretty much speeding up your learning experience like to the maximum. So I'm gonna get out, you know, I had like a chance to get out. So that's pretty much it, what I want you to do. So now if it closes below this box, then all we're going to do is sell after that. Anything like, so this box right now is acting as a support. So if the market might come back here, and then it might give us another buying opportunity, or it could actually, you know, if it breaks down, then we can get a chance to sell. So that's pretty much it, what I want you to do. So these are the 2 tips that are going to improve your learning performance. So you have to do it every day or weekly at least, so that at least you know what is it going on, is the market behaving, and how are you performing, because then that is how you're going to test your performance. All right, traders, thank you for watching. Sign up onto the Telegram, you know, it's growing, this is going great. And also sign up and subscribe on YouTube channel, or hey, please. Anyways, I'll see you in the next one. Thanks.